Hey, Taya Countryman here from the Seattle, Washington area, and I teach structural relief therapy, a continuing education class for massage therapists. And I'm at Oakworks today, and I'm really glad to be here with somebody new, Eric. Hi, Eric.
How are you?
Good. I'm glad that you're here with us today. And we're going to talk about the secret aching headache muscle. When patients put their hand right here at the base of their skull, that's when you go looking for the tight, sore muscles up here, and they just aren't there. And the patient doesn't get their full range of motion either when they go to turn their neck. What should we do? So we're going to use Eric today to do a little bit of range of motion to see how his neck is. So Eric, what I want you to do is I want you to just think about your nose coming toward your shoulder. Can you do that? Rotate your head. Okay. And then bring it back to center and rotate the other direction. And then bring it back. Now, Eric hasn't had a car accident or a major injury except to his shoulder where he tore his rotator cuff and it was rehabilitated with some physical therapy. So he doesn't fall into that whiplash category, but as you can see, he doesn't quite have that range of motion that he should have. So let's put him on the table. We're going to be treating Eric on his back, but I wanted you to see where my hands were going to be and how I'm going to feel for the lower attachment of the splenius capitis and the splenius cervicus, because that's what gets injured, and it refers up to the upper attachments. So watch my hands. I'm just going to gently come down, and I'm feeling for a tightness. Now I know you think that's always the rhomboids, but I want to feel through the trapezius and through the rhomboids to feel the tightness, which I feel right here on his left side. And it's really going to be more apparent to my hands when I turn him over, and the weight of his body is going to be resting on my hands. So now we have turned him over. I'm going to slide my hands under Eric's back, and I can actually feel on that left side, right in my fingers, where there is a little tightness. You'd think of it as a knot. I think of it as something that feels tight, and I can go through his rhomboids and feel that. So I'm just going to put a little pressure there. Is that a little tender there, Eric, at all?
No.
No. So he doesn't really have any tenderness. But let me tell you, if they've had an injury to this lower attachment, people will be incredibly tender. Like, wow, I didn't even know I was tender there. But we're still going to treat this as though he did have an injury, and I'm going to show you such an easy technique to use. Whoa, it's going to be something different though, because you're used to me shortening a muscle and holding it for 90 seconds or 2 minutes, aren't you? No, I'm going to use a muscle energy technique because these are very long muscles, and I find that they react much better to muscle energy. So there's two motions, primary motions, that these muscles do. And one is that rotation of the nose toward the shoulder, and the other one is to actually help tip your head backwards. So we're going to do them, both of these motions, and he's going to do a little bit of resistance, and we're only going to resist for 7 seconds. So there's a direct way to do it, and there's an indirect way to do it. I like the indirect to start with. So I'm going to put my hand right here, Eric, and what I want you to do is get that nose to move toward your shoulder. But I only need a little bit of pressure, so about 20% of what you can do. Okay? Go ahead and rotate, and I'm going to resist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to let go. And now I'm going to have his nose go a little further. So I'm just going to tuck your head right about there. I'm going to have you resist again. Now, as I'm holding the 7 seconds, my other hand is monitoring that tight spot to see if I can feel a difference. And I'm feeling only a little bit of change, so I'm hoping the other position will help. Let go, And then we're just going to rotate you a little more, and I'm going to have you resist against my hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can feel a little bit more change there. Now we're just going to let your head come back to neutral. So I'm also going to do him resisting as he tips back. So I'm going to have my fingers right back here at the base of the skull, near a little bit off center. And I'm going to put my 3 fingers there. And Eric, what I want you to do for me is just push directly into my fingers. See how he's tipping his chin back a little bit? 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, I can feel that one a lot better. So now I need to bring his head up a little bit. Just go ahead and relax, Eric. He's used to helping. Okay, go ahead and push again into my fingers over here onto the right side. There we go. Over here. 4, 5, 6, 7. Let go. And we're going to do that again. Go ahead and push. Now, he told me he's an outfielder when he plays baseball. So I can see where he had his head forward and then he got a big fly and he had to tip his head back fast. So maybe that's how it got stuck. We're just going to let your head come down. Just let go. There you go. And I can go down and feel. Now I can feel some real change that's happened there. Once in a great while, if I don't get what I want, I will do direct technique where I have him rotate against my hand toward the same side, and I will have him push against my fingers going back on the same side. But what I really like is the indirect, because it doesn't engage that muscle. It tricks that muscle into releasing. And if that lower attachment is really tender, it's better for the patient. So I need a reward. Did we make any change in the way Eric's neck moves? Let's take a look. So Eric, again, just want you to bring your nose toward your shoulder, rotate that way, and bring it back, and rotate the other direction. You feel any different, Eric? He feels some difference. Thank you. So even though we don't have a real injury at that lower attachment, we still made some change. No, Eric didn't say that because I asked him to. I told him to be honest, and he said he felt a difference. I saw a difference. Didn't you see it too? Okay, so woohoo! That secret aching headache muscle. That's what your solution is. It's also sometimes the patient will say they have kind of a glitch when they want to move their neck. That's the same muscle. And yes, they could do this to themselves at home, so it makes a great homework muscle as well. See you later.